whether it's the situation that presents itself with the run for the finals, but I'm up and about. I'm crawling the walls. I've been vacuuming the house. I've been making cheesecake. Johnny, good afternoon to you. How are you feeling, mate? How are you feeling?
Very jittery, very, very jittery. Like you say, it's the excitement, it's the importance of the occasion. We've got to win today. This weekend's results haven't gone our way whatsoever. You thought at least the Gilder would get over the line last night. It hasn't gone to plan, so we must win today. I've been as jittery as you. Funny, I was laughing my head off when you wrote that on Facebook that you'd that you'd vacuumed the house and made a cheesecake. I've done exactly the same. Vacuumed the house and made banana bread. that's how jittery.
We'll have to swap recipes.
Even weeded the two back gardens.
Yeah, well, it's as I said, 3:00 on a Sunday. It's a long time to wait for a game, but it's up and about now. And hello to everyone tuning in. Blake O'Halloran and Simone Kerben, thank you for joining us. And hopefully you're all settled in for the afternoon like we are. Got the Asahis flowing today. What are you on today? Oh, the usual, mate. That's all right. Tommy T, he's nervous, real nervous.
And it was Simon Kerben, mate, not Simone Kerben. Come on.
Sorry. I'm not nervous. I'm just excited. That's where I'm situated. I think we'll win today, but I'm just excited and just really want to get it started.
Yeah, Tommy T, I'm with you, mate. I've got the Ducks and Drakes. I've had a full day.
You want to just keep along. Just want to be able to say, okay, well, whatever's going to happen is in our own destiny. And you said, look, other things haven't gone our way, but we just know we need to win, and we want to win. We've got real opportunities to win. The majority of the games coming up, and this one is the key to keep us rolling on.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely right, and Teague's absolutely right. We've just got to keep winning games of football, and the rest will sort of take care of itself. So, it's a hard task of 4 in 14, but we start off today and see how we go. Benefit for us as supporters that we just get game after game after game. You settle down for 2 days and you've got to gear yourself up again.
I know. The roller coaster. If you're out there at the game, we'd love to hear from you. You're very lucky. That's very, very happy for you to be there. We're obviously Vic's in hard lockdown, but if you're at the game, let us know and send in some pictures. Would be good as well. Yeah, Brandon has walked the dogs 5 times already. That's fair enough. Get a bit of nervous energy that way. Blake O'Halloran leads me into a question which I was going to ask you, Johnny. I hope Paulson proves us wrong, but I miss SPS already. What do you think of the inclusions?
If I'm not mistaken, I picked them on Tuesday night. I'd have to go back through the video footage, but I believe I did, including saying Paulson for SPS.
Good work, mate. You're on the money there. Did you pick that inclusion, or did you hope that was going to happen?
I picked it,
and obviously, Paulson's got a bit of a hard rap over his time at Carlton, and SPS hasn't been playing that well. I think it's a credit to the selectors to pick, to make changes from a team that's been, going okay and winning games of footy, but to reward players that have been, proving themselves in the scratchies, which of course has been Dow and Paulson. Lots of argument for Kennedy, of course, and Cunningham, and you can't afford to get a weak injury in this team because you're going to be gazumped by the players that are playing and are in form. So yeah, credit to them for picking those players.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess the discussion has been, through Carlton supporters has been, one for one, like who's better than the other sort of player. But you've got to think that these players have been brought in to play specific roles, and Paulson's not comparable to a Cunningham because Paulson's going to play a back pocket role and a shutdown role. Probably I mentioned on Tuesday, my thought was on Jamie Elliott, but it might be a bit different there.
We'll have a chat to the matchups in a second. Paddy Dow for me is a real important inclusion for us. You know, the Paddy Dow that we know that's hard at the footy, can get away from stoppages. Not the Paddy Dow that we've seen butcher a few kicks, but what I want to see from him today is what we've seen from Fisher when he's come back into the side. Fish is just his attack on the footy and his intensity has been unlike I've never seen him play, and I really want to see that from Paddy Dow today. He's got the slim down haircut. Maybe that's a sign that he's the Paddy Dow 2.0.
I reckon he'll go nuts today, like Fisher did in his first game back. I reckon he'll go nuts. It's going to be really exciting to watch. And, it was interesting during the week, David Teague's comment that previously in days gone by, that players have been gifted a spot and didn't have to work for a spot. I thought that'd be something that you'd keep probably in-house, but he's come out in the public and said it. And, Jesus, that's an interesting one to say.
Yeah. Hello to Elise McClumont, our friend. Always nervous about games against Collingwood. If we're good enough, we will win. Cautiously optimistic, says Elise.
Can I whack a plug in there too? It's Michaelia who did our logo.
Lovely Carlton Live logo. Elise did a fantastic job of that, and the Carlton Business Connect one. Lena Russo, the only thing looking forward to, yes, well, that's pretty much all I've got looking forward to in Victorian lockdown is the footy these days. Sharon Johnson, g'day Sharon, go the Baggers, he's up and about. Colin Prigg, g'day Cole, go the Blues, have got this. Anthony Papa, are we going to watch the game on stream? My internet for a sudden has just been shitty, so I might watch it I wanted to watch it outside. You're all set up in the outdoor area, mate? You're watching it outside?
Yeah, I'm giving it a go, but with this wind and this storm coming in, I don't think I'll be out here too long. But I'm going to give it a go. It's a cracking mild day out here. I'm one of those people that like to be outside as much as possible.
I've cleaned up outside immaculately and mowed the lawns and polished the bar, and now the dickhead neighbour's decided to mow his freaking lawn. So I might have to call the cops on him or something and say that I saw him come out of lockdown. All right. I think it's going to be a physical game. I think, we haven't seen that hard, tough stuff for a while in games that we've been involved in. But I think this is going to be getting really, really physical. I'm looking forward to Cripper, Ed, who else I want to see, get really, really physical that can do, Liam Jones, Tommy Williamson, I reckon all those hard nuts, I think will be ready for a big physical game.
Yeah, shout out to ONJ, let's get on to some, let's get physical.
What are you doing about?
Love a bit of ONJ.
She's a Carlton supporter too.
She is, yes.
And the other one is Sammy Walsh. I think he doesn't shy away from the physical stuff. We know what he does in terms of going back into to packs. So yeah, I think that's going to be a big one. Do we put anyone on Pendlebury? Usually side bottom cuts us up, but he's out. So do we put Ed on Pendlebury, or do we just go toe to toe straight up?
I don't watch Collingwood that much, but from what I have seen, I've never ever seen a tag work on Pendlebury. So I think we wouldn't bother. Maybe Curnow will go with a soft run with, but hard tag I've never seen worked with him.
Well, we know Curnow's done his recent best just getting in the guts and just getting it himself. Another good game from Murph will be important. He wound back the clock last week, and him in his role and his movement of the footy with Paddy Dow back in, maybe he'll spend a bit more time half forward.
Could do. Just to to Murph, love your play, but for the love of God, show some leadership and don't do those dinky kicks that go 60 metres up in the air to the top of the square. It's just not what we need. The defenders will just pick that off and just run straight down the other end. So lower your eyes. This is to everyone. Lower your eyes and find someone on a lead. And as a forward, get up and bloody lead.
Yeah, no, 100% agree, 100% agree. Russell Dobson, g'day. Russ is nervous as Clint Bart McRae is very confident about today.
Good on you, Ken.
Glad you're confident. I'm confident pretty too. Brett Temple, g'day, Brett. Thanks for joining us. Pendlebury always hurts us. Kernow needs to tag him. That's an interesting call. We'll see how we go with that. Like Johnny said, we haven't usually put the hard tag on, but we'll see how we go. And Jace Allen says Kernow on Adams.
I like Jason's previous comment. He's frothing more than the beer that he's on. It's a pretty similar situation here.
Brett Parker has infiltrated our site somehow as a Collingwood Filth supporter, and someone I've got $100 on will get the game with today. So bring it on, you filth-loving piece of crap, and I'll see you after the game. Andrew Lake says, if not Pendlebury, we need to put some time into Adams. Yeah, he's another good player. Delighted to see no side bottom today, says Brendan. And Ari says our work rate will be the key. Yeah,
it will be. Good stuff, Ari. I mentioned on Tuesday night that I was hoping that there was nothing seriously wrong with Sidebottom and his family, but apparently it's quite the opposite. Apparently he's expecting the birth of a child. So good luck to him and his partner and all the family.
Great timing for Mrs. Sidebottom. We really appreciate her work at the moment.
He obviously didn't do the math or wasn't confident on his team playing finals, though, was he?
Yeah. Or maybe a little thing called COVID that might have just got in the way, something like
that.
Yes. So it's really, it's going to be a battle of the mid to small forwards that they've got in Myercheck and Thomas and Adam and Hoskin Elliott and against sort of our big guys up there, isn't it?
Sorry, say that again. It sort of drifted out.
Seriously?
Yeah, sorry, mate.
It's going to be a battle of sort of their mid to small forwards up against our, comparable to our tall guys up there of Harry, Levi, and Tommy. Yes,
we've got a hard forward line to match up on, haven't we? But as long as the ball comes in okay, that's the key for me.
I think that will be our key, getting it in there. I think our forwards probably have the edge on them. They've got, Roughhead's a B grade player, I would class. Darcy Moore's B plus player. He's been playing pretty good footy, reads the ball well. But if Harry can get on a few and Levi can get on a few, that's probably the key. And like you said, lowering our eyes. We definitely need goals out of our mids, and we need Walshy to pipe up with a few. We need Zachy Fisher to get some goals. We need the King, Jackie Nunes, to get in there and kick a few. So I think if we can spread it around in that department, that'll go a long
way. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to see one of our forwards get a bag though. It's always lovely to see. Hey, let's face it, I'd be very comfortable if we just smacked them.
Smacking them would just, if we didn't win another game the whole year, smacking them would just be really, really enjoyable experience. Levi's 500 to 1 to kick the first 3 goals, by the way. So get on that. If anyone a few dollars in their Bet Easy account.
Have you had a bit of a flutter?
Put a couple of hundreds down on that.
Yeah, nice.
Easy money. That will fund our round Australia trip next year to follow the Blues wherever they go next year.
Brilliant. I haven't put a flutter on yet. I might go Eddie first goal, I think. Brett Temple, Betts will turn it on today, I reckon too. Yeah.
There's been a few calls for Betts' head, but I don't know. I don't understand that. People, watching the game last week, he if he's not kicking them, he's setting them up, and he's doing what you said earlier. He's lowering his eyes, and he hits targets, and he's smart, and he puts that pressure on in the forward line. He does so much more than kicking goals.
Did you see him in that? Obviously you did, but do you remember him in that first quarter last week? Just hitting those passes. As a defender, there was nothing that you could do. And it was just, it was sublime. I reckon, give him another 2 years. I'm just so happy with the way he's going. You don't look at the G's with him anymore.
No. You look at the GA. You look at the GAs as well. That's a big component, and he's setting it up there. He's creating the opportunities. He's locking the ball in. The way he gets the ball, he's like the forward version of Liam Jones. The way he can close down on a player.
Yeah.
Ari says, looking forward to seeing Dow slide into the functioning midfield. That's a really good point when he uses the word functioning. I like the way you think about that, Ari. Functioning is really a good way of thinking about it. Previously when Dowie's been in, he's been a bit more reliant on being that one or two clearance player. Now we've got obviously Walsh and Setterfield and Martin and those players in there playing well, and he doesn't have to play that first string. He's been in the twos. He's going to be hungry. Like you said, I'm expecting a ripper out of Dowie today.
Yeah, that's a great call. When you go back and think about it, I'm rattling through the brain now. Is Dow's played the majority of his football under Bolton and with a young midfield, where you're right, he has been that first or second string behind Cripps. So yeah, it's a wonderful call. Yeah, it's probably the reason why we're so excited to see him come back.
Loved Martin's game last week. He's a real key, isn't he? He can just do anything. He can really turn it on.
He can. We should sponsor him.
It's a great idea. Surely that would cost a lot of money, wouldn't it?
Can we do a 10-year rolling?
No one's gonna take it away from us now that we've got him in play. Carlton Live sponsored. Jack Martin sponsored by Carlton Live, and hello to all our fellow Carlton Live syndicate sponsors out there. Hope you're watching the show and hope you have a good day. Luigi Burnley says, can't wait for a good win and Gibbons to kick the first goal. That'll be all right. I think Gibbo's starting on the bench, so that might be a bit hard. Dylan Cooper, g'day Dill. Martin's going to have a banger. Hope so. 3+ goals. Craig Smith teaches the kids around goal. That's true. And Chris Dimitrijevic says, go Blues. And we are certainly on that bandwagon as well. Defenders like Tommy Williamson and Lockie Plowman have got massive roles today, mate. And, of course, Paulson coming in. I think that's probably their biggest challenge with the Collingwood small to mids today.
Yeah, it helps Degui's not playing. They've got a pretty decimated team actually. So who's going to be their main small? And you reckon it will be Elliott?
Callum Brown's an underrated player. I think he's a really good. He's a good player. Obviously, Elliott when he's up and about. Hoskin Elliott. Is Jamie Elliott playing? Jamie Elliott's playing, isn't he?
I think so.
Hoskin Elliott, he worries me. He's a really class footballer. Those kind of types with, as I said, with Lockie and Tommy Williams, they're going to have really important roles today.
Yeah. Thoughts on the press that came out yesterday that Zach Williams, where we look like the favourite for getting Zach Williams. What's your thoughts there?
Oh well, really rate Zach Williams. The fact that he hasn't signed is a good indication. We know that we want to add some class to our side. Zach Williams and Tom Papley, you'd probably lock him as the next 10 premierships for us, wouldn't you?
Yeah, Zach Williams, as a midfielder, we won't get him in as a back flanker. And that's not where he wants to play. He wants to play mid. So another quality midfielder. Yeah, great. Bring it on. Patley, not so sure of.
You're having doubts now?
I'm not doubting that it's going to happen, but I just think the amount of money that it's going to take to get him over the line. I've been saying this all along. We need to bank that.
Andrew Lake says both Elliott and Thomas have bags of 5 against us. We can't certainly let that happen today. Ari says 4 quarters of our good footy will win it. That's no doubt. None of this 4 goals down shit. I can't stand. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't.
And it's a lot mathematically. It's a lot easier to talk about than last time we saw Carlton Collingwood pre-season, where it was 7 quarters.
That was a bit confusing that day, wasn't it? We're thinking just hurry up and get the freaking game over.
Shit, this wind's coming in pretty bad. I'm out west of Melbourne, so look out on middle of Melbourne and out the east of Melbourne. This is coming.
Hold on to your hat, mate. We can see the mullet doing some good things. Obviously, due for a bit of a touch up in that department.
Yeah, just going in the breeze now, isn't it?
Speaking of that pre-season game, it was the first time we had a look at Mark Pitnet and what he did to Grundy on that day. I know it was a pre-season game, but he just touched him up.
Yeah, and went with him around the ground too. Yeah, I was very impressed. It was the first time I had seen Pitnet also go back into the back line as well, and he cut off a lot of ball there. So yeah, he doesn't worry me. Pitnet playing today, and TDK to come in and play. Is Darcy Cameron playing?
Just let me see. Darcy Cameron is playing, yes.
He is, yeah. Okay, so probably Jones on him when he goes forward, and then TDK. I'm comfortable with TDK against Cameron as both the sub rucks.
So, on occasion, they would put Greenwood, I think it is Greenwood, up against Cripper. He's not in the side, so maybe Cripper could potentially run free today.
Yeah, I think he had the look about him last week, Cripper, that he was just about to go mad. So, he wants to play finals. And there's a hell of a lot of players.
Says my nerves are palpable. No, not about. John's the nervous one. I'm the excited one. Maybe because I've had half a dozen beers already. Maybe that's could be the reason behind that. Ari says, can we lure Rankin in? I say I hope not.
Why is that? Interesting call.
I've said this before. I think I like to see young players, just continue their footy with a footy club that takes them on and drafts them.
Yeah, it's fair. Very cool.
If a player's done his time and he's not happy to leave, he wants to leave, and has got some circumstances around that, like Jack Martin, then that's fair enough. But a good young player. I'm a big believer in that you try and get your players through the drafting system and develop them then, and use your expertise there. So, of course, I'm not going to say no to him, but I like to see the players play with their footy clubs.
Also, as from a player perspective, like Rankin, there's no reason to leave the Gold Coast unless you had family reasons, because they've got some very, very exciting times in front of them. And you would, as a footballer, I'd if I was at that level, I'd be loving to play against Rao. Play with Rao. That would just be, come on, let's bring it on.
Yeah, no, agreed. And I looked at the flip side of things and how would I feel if, hello, the boys are out. You might see the laptop rise up slightly. It's on my lap. Hello, Levi, if you're watching. Looking good today, Levi. So how we would feel if someone like Sam Walsh came and said, "Oh, look, I'm not happy. I want to go to another club." You'd just be you'd be devastated. Not that that's ever going to happen because he's going to be a 300 game player, captain, and premiership player for the footy club.
Just some news in. Carlton has never lost to Collingwood at the Gabba, so there's one for everyone. A big stat for everyone.
The That's a good stat, Johnny. The other one is that in terms of our history, we are head to head. We're ahead by one game in the win-loss ratio.
Yeah.
So another reason not to lose this game. I think there's probably only. I'm not sure if it's Fremantle, some inconspicuous new side that we've got the only win-loss ratio isn't in our favour, but we definitely want to keep ahead of the field here.
I'd say Port Adelaide would be my call.
Might be Port Adelaide.
All right, I'm going to go. I'm going to have a quick read before we get into the game. Have a good
Thank
one,
everyone. Really appreciate it. Justin, Craig, Brett, Blake, Ted, Russell, Ari, Vicky Ann, Clinton, Vicky Ann. Who else have we got? A couple of minutes to go. Well, oh, you're not signing out, Johnny. You signing out or not? No, he's going to leave.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.